side, but also have 3 wins on most of like the tournaments, like the matches. But here we are, finally the drafting phase here, and that's of course, if I guessed it right, is it Zephyr? Is it Zephyr here onto the other side, the 7Seas? Not actually seeing his name there, so maybe it's like the sub that took the interview, but on the side of the Philippines over here though, FRNZXN8IV. They're banning, look at the ban so far once. Like Bhutan came up with the bans, of course, the classic ban that is gonna be the Zetian because she just a newly released hero, understandable. Roger, of course, we've seen him a lot in the jungle actually. Yeah, actually yesterday we got to see like 3 jungle cores, I'm pretty sure, on the jungle with the Roger, and of course the roam on a Bakshi as well. But 7Seas, they're gonna play it really safe. They're gonna pick up the Badang. So what are your guesses onto the side of Philippine Drafter?
I feel like since they've picked up the Badang, they can still pick a lot of heroes because the meta is still, oh my god, just as I was gonna talk about the Hayabusa, because yesterday the Hayabusa was the one who was totally dominating the game, and I was just gonna say they could offer a Hayabusa pick here, for the jungle, and boy, here comes the Hayabusa. On top of that, it is gonna be a Selena as well, so the pick is looking pretty solid here.
Yeah, picks are very solid. Yes, yesterday it was the Philippine team that pick up that Hayabusa. They make the debut of the Hayabusa in this tournament, and yes, it was they pick up that Hayabusa. I'm pretty sure it was Satoru, Quantum Satoru there, and they actually got a 0 that Hayabusa. The Hayabusa is kind of nerd this time. Can actually apply a lot of stacks with the Phantom Shuriken, because before, if you hit 3 of your Phantom Shurikens, that you can have like 3 stacks, but it's only going to be 1 this time. That's like a little bit of a chunk tuned down, but still, that guy just went through against all odds and just get the MVP for himself, just the power that he showed with the Hayabusa. So seems like Philippines, they are still very comfortable with these nerfed heroes. And look at the side of 7Seas though, they're finally pulling up the Lapu Lapu, of course, the very buffed Lapu Lapu, because we've been seeing this in a lot of Indian tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a lot of powerhouses onto the side of Bhutan, because wow, 7Seas here, and they're coming up with a lot of front lines as well as a backup plan for the late game, because they have secured a Moskov as well, and a Moskov is the marksman, which is really meta as well, because he's got a lot of kits. He has mobility, he has stun, he has teleportation. If he can hit the SOD, he can teleport across the map and provide assistance for his team. So that is a pretty good pick for a marksman, because I don't feel like there are many marksmen that can counter the Moskov. Maybe like marksmen with high burst in the early game can overwhelm him, but in the late game he is an attack speed marksman, so he's gonna hurt a lot. But boy, man, just talking about the Moskov and how much of a good kid he has. Here comes our boy Jawhead. Man, he is gonna ejector the hell out of that Moskov, because once he is locked with that ultimate, he's just gonna go dive in and try to pull out that Moskov from the safe zone with his ejector and throw it towards his teammates so they can try to get a kill or something.
I'm actually very wrong when it comes to prediction there, because I thought Zephyr was on the side of Bhutan, but no, it's the side of Philippines here, and it seems like maybe he's gonna go in the jungle, but still, as drafting goes, players can still switch their their roles. But as of now, we are in the second half of the ban, and we are seeing a CC ban out of the question here. CC also, I'm pretty sure she was kind of tuned down here, not much. But maybe against a Lapu, you can kind of win it out. So they are just, looking for the opportunity to not get any counter picks to the other side. But once again, here comes the joy, of course, because 7Seas, they haven't picked their jungler, their core. And I'm pretty sure either their mid laner and also their core. So it seems like it's going to be a very, those role-oriented bans on the side of Philippines.
Definitely, and yeah, talking about the picks and bans, we are already into the second drafting phase. So this time around, I feel like there's definitely gonna be a lot of roam bans as well as jungler bans from the side of Indonesia, because Bhutan have not picked their jungle yet, as well as their mage. So they're probably gonna be looking, to ban out those heroes there. And as for Bhutan, they're gonna be, probably gonna do the same. I feel like this Jawhead could probably be a roam Jawhead, because I don't feel like he can face off against a Lapu Lapu. That's gonna be really overwhelming. And yeah,
Just... my goodness, here once. We are seeing a very EXP oriented ban towards the side of Bhutan, and like I've casted yesterday with Sar Ash, and he did tell me that it's usually going to be the rotation onto the EXP, because that side is where the turtles spawn, and after you finally gank one lane, the turtle is like about to spawn until you get back your purple buff, rebuff yourself. So it seems like Bhutan are quite aware of that. That's why they want something to not counter their Lapu here. They want the pure dominance of the EXP, because if the EXP wins, you can rotate and hopefully catch somebody off guard, and also win the lanes when it comes to ambushes.
Wow, nice analysis there, Bolty, because that's actually really true. Because if the EXP is winning, you can easily provide rotation around the map, and that is what is needed. Ganking is really, really important, and when there's EXP pressure, your team will have a lot of easier time competing for those objectives, such as the turtles and Lord. But boy, look at Bhutan. They're actually going for a lot of early game heroes here. They've picked up the Fredrin, which is pretty good against the Hayabusa, because he is a tank, so the Hayabusa won't be much of a problem if the Fredrin has enough HP. As well as the Xavier on the mid lane here from the side of Bhutan. I feel like this Xavier is a 50-50 pick here, because it's Xavier that we're talking about, and he has no dash skill that can help him, escape from the Hayabusa except the flicker. So if he's caught onto that quad shadow, it is going to be really tough for this Xavier to actually survive the Ogi kill and the quad shadow there. So he has to be really careful where he's going to go around the map, because the Hayabusa could be camping at any part of the map, any bush, just looking for that Xavier so he can, snowball in the game. And yeah, talking about friends here, look at them. They have even picked up Irritel, which is a pretty good pick in my opinion, because yeah, it is Irritel. You can hit and run, and that is a really big advantage, because against heroes like Lapu Lapu, that can stun you, that can obliterate you, being able to hit and move, it is going to be really good for you, because not only can she hit and move, she also have the crossbow. So that is going to be really good for her, because that provides her extra mobility as well. And Lapu Lapu won't be able to predict where the Irritel is going to be walking, because she can, guide him really well with her kiting skills as well.
Yeah, that is very, very true. Nice analysis there once. Very much appreciated, but it seems like we're going to be loading to the land of Dawn here with those visual once again. W management, W graphics, because this is the True International Season 2. And day number 2 for the Swiss brackets, the Swiss stage, up against Bhutan, the 7Seas, the Seas of Bhutan versus against the Philippine Pride here, FRNZXN8IV. And looking for that, both of the teams are gonna go for their jungle skirmish. It's gonna be a utility versus an assassin jungle.
Yeah, talking about the utility versus the assassin jungle, I feel like the assassins in the current meta, they do have the upper hand. But then again, it is a Fredrin that we're talking about, so he is a tank and he's always going to be in the front. And securing those objectives is going to be much easier, because he's a punching bag, he can soak damage as well. So yeah, for now it's just going to be a pretty silent game, I'd say, because they're just going to be farming safe, trying to get that level 4, especially the EXP, and probably look for rotation. But on the mid side, I see some skirmish going on, just a little bit of poke here and there.
Yeah, that middle skirmish, of course, just to clear the lanes. But at the same time, if you are on the heads of like a Selena pick, you gotta be looking for those abyssal arrows to finally, pick off somebody. Also get that sweet first blood on your side. But for now, it seems like Philippines are playing, the safer road. But it seems like that Hayabusa also is looking for the jungle invade to the side of the 7Seas. But in terms of EXP laning wise, the Lapu is losing against that Arlot.
Oh yeah, the Owl. Oh, look at that on the mid side though. It seems like the Hayabusa there. He's just trying to look for that Xavier, but it seems like the Badang there just in time to protect him from that quad shadow. And yeah, it's just gonna be a failed gang. Oh, look at the mid side, Volty.
Yeah, that mid was kind of like a skirmish on the mid. Seems like that Fedrin also trying to use that Brave's assault to kind of catch somebody, but this is going to be the turtle skirmish right here. Seems like the bravest fighter at the same time, the dawning light gonna go out there being spent, but it's just gonna be Mr. Super Doza gonna be picking up the first kill to the side of Philippines, and that is an EXP loss to the side, but still don't forget the Fedrin because he's looking for the Placer Trap. But Tashi Zing gonna be sniping down with that SOD as well, but at the same time it's gonna be 3 deaths to the side of Bhutan as they lost the turtle fight. But in terms of sniping wise, that Moskov SOD was on point.
Oh man, that was a huge loss to the side of Bhutan. They even lost the turtle. They lost a lot of members. So a really disadvantageous start coming up from their side, and boy, they really need to watch out for the EXP, which is the Arlord, because that guy can be really dangerous. So yeah, they need to look out for that. But it seems like there's there's the Jawhead, man. This guy, Dogja, he's just trying to provide some vision there for the team, but he was not aware of the Badang which was hiding there. So it's probably a failed gang for the side of Philippines for now.
Yep, a very failed game for now, but they are still in the lead as well. Seems like they're already reaching that 10k gold on their hands. 3 kills on their hands as well. But in terms of jungle skirmishes here, it's looking like we're going to be getting another gank on the bot side. Maybe Super Doza here looking for an angle to finally, connect that quad shadow. Here comes the quad shadow as well. As long as the shadow kill and takes the kill on Tashi's lane as he falls right there. And there we go. There is another gold lane down to the hands of 7Seas.
Ooh, Super Doza, they're already with 2 kills in the first 4 minutes of the game, which is pretty good. And if he can... Oh, Volty, look at the mid lane there. We just missed that fight there. It seems like the Philippines are on a total rampage there. They've already secured 5 kills. And it seems like even the Iritel is actually bullying the Moskov, which is our guy, Tashi. And he's having a hard time in that gold lane.
Absolutely, or is it just my eyes? But if you see that itemization there, I didn't see the Hayabusa on any boots. But here comes another quad shadow once again with that, kill. And yes, they take out Bruno for now. And no jungler to side of 7Seas once again as the turtle is up. The pure dominance of Philippines has shown itself once again. And they are gonna take this purple buff for themselves and looking for the turtle soup, or maybe not. They go for a little bit of a tickle there, but it's just a Lapu couldn't do much. The dawning light to not actually hit anybody could be used to steal the turtle, but for now, Super Doza is gonna walk away with that free turtle, and maybe more is gonna be happening here as that. Dawning light didn't connect with anything. It's gonna be bot side secret at the same time that Badang will fall to the hands of Philippines, and this is gonna be another kill for Philippines as Zephyr will be the one to snatch him away, and that is gonna be a 3-1 trade on both sides, all in favor to the motherland, Philippines.
Man, Philippines are just definitely on the higher advantage here because they have an assassin on their team, and it makes killing so much easier when it comes to the goal lane and the mid lane, because mages and marksmen are vulnerable to the assassins in the early phases of the game, and this is where the advantage comes, when you have an assassin, because utility, man, it's a Fredrin. You can't kill. You need to stag the stags for for the bonk, and even the bonk won't be enough if you're underfed.
Yeah.
And as for his team, we're talking about a Xavier and a Moskov ulti, but then look at the mid lane.
Here comes a position fisting wise, but no, too much in the crevices of Philippines that Badang, Strawberry Sun, just gets taken out instantly. It's only a matter of fact that Bhutan have to avoid fights for now because they're very behind on the gold as well.
Yep, they're so behind. They're like 4k gold behind compared to Philippines. And man, the amount of fights, they're initiating is crazy because Strawberry, man, he needs to, take a chill pill because he's been engaging way too much. But oh, Volty, look at that!
Oh, Shadow. Watch Shadow misses. That appraiser's rev by Bruno. Still walks away with the kill, but not enough. Really, because that shutdown gonna go to that Super Donza there, and it's gonna be Durno getting the kill. A little bit of bounty to the hands of 7Seas here because another fight in the mid side there. Flicker pops out by Strawberry because if you lost your member there, it could have been a very, very dire one. Here comes the Abyssal Arrow once again. Here comes the final slash to just put and grab that Xavier into the spot where the Selena can snatch him as well. But look at that steal from the Abyssal Arrow. Zephyr, that was precise illegal.
Oh my god, the way he predicted that Abyssal Arrow and just on time it hit the purple buff. That was absolute gold. And just look at them. He's forcing so many kills.
Once again, they're gonna go for more, and Zephyr will be the one to trust down as well. Bhutan are suffering heavy losses because the heavy crossbow is gonna be turning to his ties to the hands of the Seas, but that's gonna be Hayabusa wasting the ult, but not quite getting the kill. But to make somebody, chunk off their HP, lose their resources, gonna be that's a miss. Fist crack once again about side. Look at the sidestepping, the micro play coming in from Secret as well. Here comes Tachi into the midst of it. It seems like he's gonna get caught. The Zephyr's Abyssal Arrow, and yes, 2 will fall there on the bot side with Philippines just toying over 7Seas now.
Oh my god, the Abyssal Arrow, man. It is just way too precise. Every time, my eyes are on the Selena. This guy, Zephyr, he's just on point with those arrows. And once again, Balti, just look at that.
Whoa. If it weren't for those dashes, SOD to miss entirety. Being targeted towards Natalia. Here comes another shadow kill towards Trex there, and it's gonna be Super Doza recalling and getting the hell out of there as well. But look at not Super, but Strawberry's son here in the midst of it for now. There's a Dawning Light connecting on the mid side here though. Dongja, I think, is looking for an angle to kind of surprise element connect those ejector, but for now, Philippines are gonna let Bhutan breed.
Wow, Philippines are already onto the lead by 9k gold, which is actually insane. And man, the heal ranking, if you check, it's actually our guy, Super Koza there on the Hayabusa. This guy, how does he have so much heal? I feel like that's definitely from a spell van and stuff. And talking about Philippines though, they are just, on a total rampage right now. They're not leaving anything to the side of Bhutan. They've taken each and every objective possible. They've taken down so many turrets. Only the inhibitors standing from the side of Bhutan. 7Seas, they can't seem to retaliate against, against friends here because they're just way too behind. And man, I think like this is gonna be an easy lot to the side of Bhutan, to the side of Philippines as well. Because if you take a look at the items, Bolty, just look at, oh my god, that was almost a steal from our guy Xavier here. Oh my god, he almost got it, but not enough. The retry just hit on time there. Seems like I can't hear you, Bolty. Okay, it seems like our guy Bolty here, he's in a bit of a mic issue there, but yeah. And talking about the teams here, look at Philippines. They're actually on a total rampage. The Lord is marching down the bot lane, and only the out shield from the top and bot is standing, and it seems like on the mid side here there's a little bit of a chaos, but here comes the final slash, but not enough to catch anyone. But then again, here comes the Jawhead with the beautiful ejector, and just enough to catch Strawberry, and a beautiful kill to the side of Philippines once again. And it seems like even the inhibitor on the bot side will be going down with that Lord, and it is a total trade onto the side of Philippines here, because they did not lose any casualty and they got so many resources out of it.
Yeah, Juan, sorry about that. I think I was muted here, but that is a continuation of the shadow kill from Super Doza there. But You know, shadow kill cooldown is pretty low, so you can kind of like spam it most of the time to kind of bait out ultimates. That is how you usually play Hayabusa, right? Especially if you're gonna be sieging the inhibitors, it's best that you go in trying to get at least something that can, you know, like stop the lane clear of the opposing side. But for now, it's gonna be 319 on the leaderboard. The goal difference so much. What can Bhutan do to come back from this now?
I feel like the only thing they can do is rely on the Xavier and the Moskov, because these heroes are the only component. But here comes the fist break, and this just catches them off guard. But no, it's got.
Maybe not. Somebody's in trouble there. Seems like Bruno also in trouble once again. But that's gonna be the shout of the Leo to get the kill. Tashi also falls in the process there. But for now, that Hayabusa going back with the shadow. But for now, it's just gonna be they're gonna wait out for the Lord. But having to kill 2 members there is actually a very well way to kind of capitalize on items for Philippines.
Oh, definitely, and with 2 members down, it's gonna be a 3v5 here, so they really have to watch out. And boy, Bolty, look at the ejector, man! Oh my god.
Yeah, crazy ejectors coming up as well, but it seems like Secret will be trying to get that double over here. Mid lane inhibitor exposed, like you said, super minion incoming as well, and the Lord will be spawning in second, and he's been welcomed to the land of Dawn. This time it's still not an enhanced Lord, but it's enough to do the job for Philippines, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, definitely. I mean, despite it not being enhanced, I feel like with this Lord they can actually end the game, because 2 members are already down. It's gonna be an easy Lord for them, and if they can maintain the position, guide Irithel, she can just guide from the back and maintain a safe position. She can just lock onto the crystal and look for an end game here. And on the other hand, we have Bhutan. It's gonna be really tough for them, to absorb the damage that's gonna be dish out from Philippines, because they're so fed at this point. They have to snowball right from the start, and boy, look at Strawberry. He is just way too squishy to absorb all that stuff.
And what can Bhutan do at this point? It seems like there's gonna be another initiation coming from the side of Philippines, and Tres bites the dust. Unstoppable for Secret there. Almost a Secret ball, but that's gonna be a shutdown running line coming in from Bhutan. The Xavier taking out Secret. But then again, they don't have Secret, they do have the Lord. At the same time, 4 people here. They're just gonna be bursting down. Bruno trying to do his best, but I'm pretty sure that Crystal Lock is gonna be available as well. And this is game number 1 to the hands of Philippines.